Good evening, my fellow YouTube friends. This is your favorite ESL teacher with this week's Idiom of the Week. Now you might be wondering, why am I wearing glasses? Or why am I not looking into the camera and making any eye contact? After all, this week's Idiom of the Week happens to be to see eye to eye. Let me tell you what it means to see eye to eye. I shall start by telling you what it doesn't mean. It does not mean making eye contact or having anything to do whatsoever with making eye contact. It means simply two people coming to an agreement about something important. Let me give you two examples. The first example involves a guy named Jack and his friend named Jill. Jill has a marble collection. Jack would like to purchase some marbles from Jill. He even says to her, "Listen, you have a great marble collection. Perhaps for the right price, I could buy some marbles off of you that I value and would like to add to the new collection I started yesterday." And Jill, who's been collecting marbles for a long time, she decides to engage and have this discussion. And to make a long story short, after a while, Jill decides to sell Jack 7 marbles that Jack would like. And they agree on a price. At first, Jill asks for $20 and Jack counters with $8, and then suddenly Jill says, "Well, I don't know, maybe 14. And Jack's like, "No, $10. And she says 13. And then Jack says $11. And then all of a sudden at the same time, they both go, $12. And they make a deal. Jack and Jill see eye to eye and think it's a good deal, and they agree. And the deal is done. Okay, here's the second example. It also involves Jack and Jill. And one day, they ran up to hill after class. Why? Well, they walk home the same way, and they're good friends. They've agreed to work together on a geography project. But first, they disagree on what the topic will be. And after much talking, they agree to talk about how landforms influence where people settle. But then they disagree about which country will they focus on. Jill says, "The Mauritius," and Jack says, "Good choice, but how about Australia?" And then Jill says, "No," and Jack says, "Yes," and then Jill says, "Yes, not that though." And what does that mean? Eventually, to make a long story short, they decide on picking China. How landforms in China will influence where people live in various parts of China. So then they decide to proceed. They even don't have much of a problem deciding who will talk about what. But then when Jack says, "I just think we should write something up and give it to the teacher," that's one of the choices. And Jill says, "I don't know about that." Ugh, the lights are going out. Anyways, I don't know about that. Long story short, since my lights might be going out, I'll finish this quick. They decide to make a video together using the latest video editing software because Jack trusts Jill because he knows she has a lot of talent in this area and they work well together. So to make a long story short, after some negotiation, they have the vision they want for the project, who will do what they will deal with, what they'll talk about, and how they're going to present the information to their teacher. So we can say that Jack and Jill, after some negotiation, come to an agreement. We can say that Jack and Jill see eye to eye on how to do their geography project. Well, that's it, folks. That's it for this week's Idiom of the Week. Stay tuned for another Idiom of the Week that will be coming to this YouTube channel pretty soon. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Bye for now, and I will see you again soon.